So I had to go frequently because I only empty a little at a time.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
so I try not to drink too much.
So if you need it, it's here for you. How you do it. All right. Now, I'm recording, so and you can see me. I'm going to talk the dynamics of back. The dynamics of back is controlled by the elbows. The primary thing that controls the back. So wherever the elbows go, they should be even on both sides. When you're doing back, people think it's a pulling motion. Most of the time, it's not really a pulling motion. It is a pulling motion, but it's not a pulling motion. It's not a pulling motion from your forearms and from your arm aspect of it. It's a bringing your elbows back motion. It's a bringing your elbows back and around motion. So it's pulling your elbows back and around, regardless if it's flats and you're up here, and you're pulling your chin up, and you're pulling like this, or just rolling, you're pulling like this, or you lay back and you're pulling like that, or you bent over and you're pulling like that. You understand what I'm saying? So all the different aspects and the different angles of back, and that's just with the lats, the rear delts, the rhomboids, tear major, tear minor, some of the quadratus, but that's more of a stabilizing and a hyperextension as far as like a stiff leg. And then you have your lower part of your back, so hyperextensions. Traps are part of back, but I train traps as shoulders, so they tie in. And then rear delts is part of back, and sometimes I train them as back, sometimes I train them as shoulder. Just kind of depends on what's going on. Now, the secret to back. The secret to back is the secret to squat, which is the secret to every exercise that you do. Is that technique, warm up, chin up, chest up, air going into your lungs, being engaged, fully engaged. I see people do it a lot of ways. Like pull down the step a lot of ways. I see them do it short and come right here. I see them do it awkward and do something weird and pull down back, do all kinds of different things. I have two components. I have a couple components, kind of like I have with legs with back. Back, I can either be aggressive in, meaning I can go really heavy, and I can use like some little when I'm doing bent over rolls, you know what I'm saying? Use a little bit of momentum. Or when I'm doing a pull roll, I can use a little momentum because I want to use the heaviness as far as the thickness of the back. Or I can go really attention to detail, hands in, hands out, hands placement, the way that I'm pulling, working medial, working the lateral, the way that I'm pulling down, the different angles that I'm laying at. And I can pay real attention to details. And when I'm doing that, a lot of times I want to relax at the top, really open up my lats if I'm doing lats. Make sure I'm really relaxed up here. And make sure that my elbows are leading, pulling down. I don't know if I said it yesterday, but everything that you do, and you'll figure out that there's almost like a triangle or base element to everything that you do. So when I'm squatting, my base element is my 2 feet and my butt, and right in form here, it forms a triangle in here. When I'm benching, my base element is my 2 elbows, and right underneath my chin, it forms a triangle. When I'm pressing, my elbows and right up here to my chin, it forms a triangle, the base element. In my back, it's the same triangle, but I'm actually driving it or pulling it through with my elbows, no matter which angle that I'm pulling. And I use basically my face as the other part of the mechanism for forming the triangle in the back. So, let's see how long we've been on. We've been on for 5 minutes. So, we're going to, Yeah! Alright, come on down. We're going to get after it. Alright. Stand right here, and I'm going to demonstrate. And this may be stuff you already know. It may seem repetitive, but I always start from, no matter who I train from, bases and always going to, because even if we do the same exercise and we almost have the same movement, my thought process that I take into it is going to be kind of different from your thought process that you take into it. And in most cases, it's all about the thought process that you take into it to the attention to the details of the work that you're doing. So you can see 100 people doing squats, but if somebody don't know exactly how to do it, they just mimic somebody else, and they could think they're working something, and they might not be working. So my first thing about back, or any time, my first thing about back that I always establish what my spine angle is going to be. So if I'm going to be back here, if I'm going to be up here, so if I'm going to have a high spine angle, I mean I'm just going flat, and I'm rolling my phone back, I open up, and I'm pulling back. Now if I was going power, I feel like I'm wrapping my elbows back around. So from my elbows, I feel like I'm about to clap my elbows back around. I pull my chest up and through, so I blow out. That's a high spine angle, so that's a neutral. That movement right there, anytime that you're doing a neutral movement, anything like that, is really working more the thickness of the back. So the width from the chest to back, so the thickness between both the areas. Once you start changing the angles, you start working with different muscle groups. So we're going to do hands on, have a seat. Establish your feet. There you go. Chin up, chest up, and let me know. So start out. And that's what you want to feel. You want to feel relaxed. Anytime you're working, unless you're just isolating, doing little short movements, you want to feel that muscle open up. You want to actually feel the stretch of the muscle. When you pull your elbows back, and then the contraction. Perfect. Good job. Blow out on the down. Then a big breath. There you go. There you go. Blow. There you go. There you go. Good work. Nice movement. Good job. And that's the thickness of it, okay? That's the movement. Okay. Now that's my isolated full range movement, okay? Now I'm gonna kind of sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm not contradicting myself. Now this is my short isolated movement. And sometimes I do that when I really just want to focus on the short range and I really want to focus on the contraction. People will say, it's pumping, but it's really more when you contract the muscle, it actually makes the muscle fiber a lot deeper. Actually, the more you contract it, the more you do it, the more deeper the muscle fiber, the grainier, the striated the muscle fiber get. So when I'm doing short movements like that, I'm really thinking of this contraction, basically like almost how I would want an isometric if I was pressing against something hard in my muscle, but I'm just only moving a short range of motion inside there. So same principles with the elbows. And my breathing even comes short. And I stay in. So let's go ahead and give that a run. And that's just another same principle, so we're just not using full range of motion, but full contraction. I guess full contraction, but not extension. Ready? Let's go. There you go. Too far up. Right here. Stay right here. There you go. Right here. There you go. Stay in the muscle. There you go. As long as you feel like it's about to stretch, you go right back into it. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good work. Way to work. Good job. Steady rhythm, feel your body, and confident. One more, and done. Great job. You feel the difference in it? So as soon as it feels like you're about to let go and let it relax, and let the eccentric part of it come, you just contract it right back. Now, to even contradict myself even more, and this is what's so weird because to develop a good back is a whole bunch of different contradictions, but it all makes sense if you time the things up right and you do it right. I've watched so many different people from Ronnie Coleman and Arnold to just do plus. I watched so many different people train back, and I just study. I watch videos of just people training their back and stuff, and I can just see in their movements if they're going to have a good back or if they're not going to have a good back, how they time it up, and it's really evidence in it. And it's been so many years because I'm going to tell you, back actually used to be my weakest body part. Someone told me that, and I always thought about it. You know, I never seen my back or whatever. And they were like, oh man, your back, your back. And it is nice. I still when it shows that it was my weakest body part. So I made it my personal challenge to have a great back because you, although, well, you will lose a show without a good back, but you can win a show with a good back. That's what that really separates. People start looking at a couple things. Legs separate people, and back. The detail in the back separate people. So now for my other contradiction. Now, even though if I'm, yep, no problem. Oh no, you're fine. No, anytime, anytime. I have, when I bring people here, that's why I don't train everybody. I have to feel comfortable all the way. When people here, it's just like, you know, if you need to use the restroom, you know, if you bring some, I even let my clients and kids sit in there and watch TV if they want to bring their kids and stuff like that because it's just a process. As long as I can trust you and everything else, that's fine. All right. Now, my other contradiction is, now, most people don't understand this, but the ones that have great backs do understand this. Back is such a dominant muscle that you always hear me talk about energy or transferring energy. Now, squats is a dynamic movement. You just don't go through a short range of motion with squats. There's a lot of different things working together when you're doing squats. You understand what I'm saying? And usually shoulders really isn't like that. Chest isn't really like that. And most people don't think back is like that. They think of it more isolated. You're either leaning back and you're pulling whatever. But that's not true. You know, from this motion to working your lower back, to the pulling to working your upper back, to changing the angle. So if I go in here and I pull here, I'm working a different angle, working a different part of my back. If I go here, if I pull right here, you understand what I'm saying? So the worst thing though is it's very easy to get off rhythm and not to time it up with your back. So that the energy and what you're trying to accomplish. And I'll show you rhythm first. So this is a compound movement. Now, I'm still doing this right here with a full range, but now I'm going to add a component. Now I'm just in probably my lats, my rhomboids, tear major, tear minor, rear delts a little bit, isometrically into my lower back, and now I'm about to bring my lower back into a movement. Well, I'm working at too. Now I just added my lower back, a hyperextension, frying my glutes a little bit, and I'm chiming it up. But I don't want to lose my other muscles by going like this and making it all lower back and get off time. So I'm stretching it, stretching my lower back. I'm opening up, feeling my whole back open up, contracting it, stopping it right where I needed to stop it. And my up angles will like pull up and through. And you see the difference. You see, it's just like, and I'm gonna tell you what's the best way to picture yourself when you're doing compound movements like that. A person or people who do it well is people who actually roll boats. They got to time up, or if you're on a rowing machine, you got to time everything up. That's what you want. You want the whole energy to go through your body to where you want, but you want it to end on that last little pull with your back. You understand what I'm saying? If you can do that, which that's usually kind of hard, you got to be athletic and be able to time yourself up. But if you can do that, you can build a beautiful back. So Start, if you think you can jump into a track, if not, start with just the opening up, with just a, there you go. Good job. Nice, good job. Pull yourself through. There you go, just like you're rolling. Good job. Good job. Now all I'm gonna say is keep going, you can be aggressive. Even if you're aggressive and you stay fast in it, don't rush the process though. Let the process go through itself. You don't have to go slow. You could be forceful, you could be aggressive, but just don't rush the process. There you go. Good job. Nice. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. You're a natural. There it is. And that is the component to building a good back. Now we did a sit. We did it sitting. Now, same thing. Same gamut. Now, I can do it standing. Now it's a different angle. I'm bringing my glutes into play on an isometric, my hammies and my calf. And if I want to do energy, standing. Pump standing. And that is dynamic. So let's go through all the different processes. I think you got it and you're good enough. Watch here when you come up. And you go through the process. I want you to switch each different movement. And I'll identify it. There you go. Good job. Make sure your breathing is matching. There you go. Opening up. Good work. Alright, let's go to the pump one. Or whatever. The pump. Just short. Yep. Pump. There you go. Take track. Keep the front. Right there. Right where you feel it's about to go, yeah. Right where you feel about to break. There you go. Good job. Now let's go to the full body movement. There you go. There you go. So you're gonna sit down on it. There you go. Nice. Don't stand so tall so you don't use the back. There you go. There you go. Right, you breathe in. 2 more. 1 more. That's it. You feel the difference in that? And you feel all those different muscles and all that good dynamic. And that's actually a great movement. Almost so good that usually I don't allow people to go to this next step. But I'll try to teach you this because I think you'll be able to get it. Because it's a good lower lat and a good nice V taper back movement and way to build that. And we'll do it from a stable bar first. I'm going to have to drop the lower. I'm actually going to do this. So we'll do it from the Smith machine first, and then we'll do it from the free weight aspect. Great job, though. Good move. Okay. Hardest back exercise to me is this exercise right here. The bent over row with a free bar, not with the Smith machine, but even with the Smith machine it's pretty hard. Because a lot of times you'll see people and they'll be trapped and they don't time it out. So even with it, I'm gonna do it without a hitch. So the process that I go through, especially if it's a regular bar, I always start off in a semi like I'm squatting or deadlifting, lift to a clean. I just come up to where I'm in between my power zone, my clean, my lowest drop point of my clean before I'm about to fire off. And I'm here, I'm right underneath my belly button. My elbows come back and around at an angle, so my elbows are actually doing this. I'm not actually pulling like this or pulling like this, and my elbows are going back and around. And my whole back, I'm going to stand isometric until I contradict myself in a second, then you'll see what I mean by that. So let's get in there and give that a try. Step in. So if you start with your squat feeling, and then your power clean or deadlift. So if the power clean, you'll come up a little bit right before you're about to explode the power clean. So come up a little bit. Right from there, that's where you pull. That's the angle. There you go, elbow come. So you go out on the down, deep breath. There you go. Nice, good job. Good job. Stay in the movement. Good job. Good movement. Now what I don't want you to do so much, I don't want you to pull your wrist like that. I want you to try to pull your wrist flat so your wrist isn't bending so much. So you might get a little, you need to get a little wider.
Wider with this?
Yeah, with your grip. Yeah. Go ahead. Step up. Let me see something. Because I don't want to say something that's not true. So you make me think of myself. Yeah, you are pulling your wrist. So I'm gonna say, okay, that's because your back too far. So in order not to pull so much wrist, you gotta get more of the bar. See, as I get further away from my back, my wrist is breaking. Now it's becoming an arm and a tricep pull. You see what I'm saying? And I'm losing my back. That's right here. Stay more back. I'm losing my elbow. Yeah, reverse grip is definitely gonna do it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The overhand is hard, but the reverse is easier. Do a reverse grip and you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's go. There you go. Good job. That's good right there. Now turn your hands the other way and do it the other way. Stay over the bar though. Then bend over more. Get closer, baby. Ready? Let's go. There you go. That's better. That's a lot better. And the reason why I said that, good job, go ahead and sit down. The reason why I said that is because when you get heavy, that becomes harder. The wrist is a weak link. Not even use straps when I go. Okay. Same concept with the mental row. Now here comes the contradiction, and you probably already figure out where I'm going with this. Now, I always try to do full range like that, control the weight. When you do free bars, a lot more because now you got to stabilize things, and the range of where you got to move is different. So I'm going to do it with the thrust first. So, I feel like it's about to fall. Keep it back, stay in there. And I'm going to show you from this angle so you can actually see what my back look like when I'm doing my look. So you can really see that I'm going into my trap, my lower lat, and how I'm really just concentrating, stand over like this. So I'm really just standing over there. Just hit the squat angle, close to your legs, get over the bar. There you go. Pick it up there, there you go. Right, there you go. Right there you go. Now you're breathing with it, there you go. Don't get so loose in the bottom, don't get so careless. Stay tight in the bottom there, right there, bring it there you go. Right there you go. There you go. Now you're in the muscle. Good job. Way to work, stay in there, don't go rush it. Stay in there, enjoy the movement. And that's it. Good job. Good job. That's good job. Better confidence, real good movement. And what I mean by don't rush it, don't get excited. You know what I'm saying? Slow play it, feel the movement, stay in the muscle. When you rush it, especially when it gets heavy, like usually when it gets heavy or you start getting endurance and it starts to burn and when you start rushing it, you lose concentration, you start doing other things, forms start falling apart, breathing start falling apart. You understand? And like I was explaining to someone earlier today, which is really the beauty of these things, unless we're doing explosion, and unless we're doing a 1 rep max, which is a sense of urgency is just like right there. Everything else is always building up to those last reps. That's the ones you want to pay attention to in anything that you do. So anytime you're doing more than 3 reps, everything is building up to the last rep. Now if you're doing explosion, boom, that's it. You know what I'm saying? You're in there. But if you're doing, let's say you're doing 10 reps. Let's say you're doing 8 reps. The first 3, you're just getting your rhythm and you're feeling it. You understand what I'm saying? Then you're inside the muscle. And then the last 3 or 4 is the one that's the actual work, the work that you're searching for. You're looking to be able to lift more weights and push yourself to that capacity or work at that rate in that workload. You understand what I'm saying? And if you can stay up there and make that increase, everything else that you want out of your body and everything that you want out of your training will increase with that. It doesn't increase at the bottom. It's like in golf. They said, okay, you could drive however you want to. But they say you drive for show, you putt for the dough. You know what I'm saying? You can't win a game with your first shot. You understand what I'm saying? But you can definitely lose the game if you don't pay attention to you know, the little details at the end of the game. So that's what I mean when you hear me say don't rush it, stay in a moment and enjoy the experience, because as a competitive athlete, not only a bodybuilder, but as a bodybuilder, but as a competitive athlete, that's a competitive edge that most athletes have that play on a professional level at that high level, is that when the pressure is at the highest point, they can withstand the pressure. You hear that overphrase, pressure busts pipe. That's all that is. That's stress. Your body's under stress. You're starting to lose focus. You're thinking about getting it over. What am I cooking? Oh, this hurting. Oh, my back is tightening up and everything else. It's whoever can stay calm and at the longest and push themselves through at the longest with the person that makes the best gains. So that's what you're always searching for. So that's not a feeling that you run from. So that's why you'll hear me say a lot of times, be calm, enjoy being in there, because that's really where the growth is. You know, unless we're doing explosion or something like that, you know, when I'm doing this is cool. But this is very minimum work in comparison to if I could do it with 500 pounds. So it would take a lot of reps or a long time period of time until it actually becomes work, until it actually will put me in a stressful position to where now I have to start thinking, oh man, this is getting heavy. Oh man, this is doing this. You understand what I'm saying? So you'll always hear me say, enjoy the moment, because in reality, that's where the results lie. That's where the best results lie. And the only way to get to those results is to get through all the other process to get into that moment. You understand? So, now the other contradiction is the power move timing. So you see how halfway come up, now squares at the same time. So it's really a timing thing. It's really hard to do it without the weight, because it's just, when it gets heavy, that's what you don't want to do anyway. You ain't gonna really want to isolate, but it's a little jerk and time it down, shoot through, pull it through midsection. So it's basically, so your body's basically going, you just drop them down. So this is when, and this is what I'm talking about back. Yeah, well, you're coming up, as you start up, what you're trying to do is meet the bar and stop when you're coming up and pull through. So you're using your whole body for the momentum. Because what actually happens at in the bottom, when it's heavy, when you're coming from here and you start going down, the bottom is going to pull you a little bit. So you're jerking just to get it started back up, and then you go back into the muscle. Yeah, it's really hard to do. Just do a regular one, do a regular. Now do a little, now pull with your whole body. There you go. Yeah. Like you're being aggressive. Pull with your whole body. There you go. Try to go down before you come up. There you go. You got to bend right back up. So it goes. It goes. It goes. I'm going to show you exactly where it goes. Go grab it. So it goes. All right, start up like this. Bend over. Now it goes down. Jerk it a little bit, and then you go back down real quick before you go back up. Go again. Do it again. Just see. Ready? Ready. Do your whole body. Go. Get it up. Stay bent over. Jerk it. There you go. You see how your body got to come back down? That's it right there. You see it? See that? You see what I'm saying? And what that is, now you see how you had to put a little jerk and then your body came back down with it. And it's usually the weight overload. So it's not a technique, but it's the weight overload. But what that does, that's that full compound movement, energy going through, and that's how you can be aggressive. The back is like legs. You can be really aggressive. You can put a lot of weight. There's a strong muscle group. And you got to work it on those premises. Is there anything? Are you good? All right, now we talk all about all the bend over parts of it. We might do a free bar, but now let's talk about the pull down parts of it. I don't want to use the same hand placement. Okay. And then one more thing I'm going to mention is now hand placements. Neutral, overhand, underhand, wide, narrow, somewhere in between. Anytime that you're usually closer in, you're working more lateral. Anytime that you're usually wider, you're working more medial towards the inside parts of your back. So when you see people doing really wide pull, working more medial. When you see them go really narrow pulls, it's working a little bit more lateral towards the outside. Same thing on the pull down. Anytime you're working really more lateral, anytime you're really wide, You're working more medial, towards the middle part of the back. So different hand placements where you put your hand, and those make big differences too in doing your back. As you know, reverse is a little bit easier because it's a little more driving. And the other thing, anytime that you work your back, you work your biceps because the pulling muscle is the secondary muscle that work. Anytime that you work your chest or your shoulders, you work your tricep. So even when you do chest or you do back or you do shoulders, you work your triceps and biceps as a secondary muscle. So if you do them on other days too, now you're working on twice as hard. Same way if you do legs, you're working your calf. That's just something to be aware of. Okay. Now we're just gonna stick with the same angle thing, but there's so many different angles. I can get it straight up and down, get at this angle. Most of the time I'll do, we'll stay at this angle thing. So the same angle that we were pulling down, I'm gonna be pulling up, now we're gonna pull down. So it comes down, and it comes right on that rib, right underneath here is where I'm aiming for. So yep, right underneath here, somewhere in there. You may have to tell your doctor to remove something so that you can get that here. And once again, the elbows lead. I'm opening up, so if you can see when I'm coming up on this one side, I really stretch that lat open and really open it up when it comes here. So when I'm pulling, I'm engaged. Now if I didn't open it up, I might be pulling with my arms and my lats and never really get engaged like that. Do you understand? So that's why I really open up so I can find the lat so I can stay in it. Now if I don't find the lat and I do this, and I think I'm working back, my elbows are going out, they're flapping out. The majority of this, my triceps, my biceps is a little pull. So that width or that pump is really to get engaged. So go ahead and just stand, go all the way up, open up your lats, there you go. Lats, there you go. There you go. Engage your lats and your elbows. There you go. After you engage your lats, there you go. Good work. As you're breathing with it, great job. Which I can nail with more nails. There you go. Nail with more nails. There you go. That's more of a pump. Good job. That's a wide one. There you go. Really feel it. There you go. And enjoy the stretch. Opening up, elongating the muscle, the full contraction. That's a beautiful muscle. There you go. And as you pump. Good job. Couple more. Good angle with your back. Two more. Two more. Two more. Two more. Two more. There. Two more. Stay in there. Two more. Get the angles right. Two more. Two more. Two more. And time. And the reason why I did it is two reasons. I wanted to teach you something and I wanted you to know what it is. When a person says a number, or you pick a number, you're limiting yourself or you're pushing yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So if you say, oh, I'm going to do 10, you may have 12, or you may have 20. But if you have in your mind, I can only do 10, then you're limiting yourself. And then if you don't get that 10, because maybe you don't have the energy, maybe something else went on, then you get frustrated. Or you could say, okay, I'm going to do 10, and you could have done 20 of them, you got 10 easy. And then you limit yourself on the other end because now you have more and you didn't push yourself where you should increase your weight or did more reps. So if 10 or 5 or 8 is the only parameter that you work in, you're always going to be limited to no matter whatever it is that you do. There's training mechanism, meaning like, if I say I'm going to do 6 to 8, I'm going to have 85% of my max on there because I know that's what it's going to take for me to push myself. They're only going to be 6 to 8. And then if I do more than 6 to 8, then 85% of my max just went up, so I got stronger. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm going to do 12 reps, and I know I'm going to have this percentage of it, because I'm going to push myself, unless I'm doing a time thing. Now, if I'm doing a time thing, I might just start out of weight and just going for time and rhythm and breathing. Or if I'm doing a fast, thing, I may just, do it for time. But when I'm doing reps and I'm saying rep count, that's a limitation. And then the worst thing about that is that anytime I tell somebody a rep, no matter what the rep is, if I say you got 7, when they get to 5, 6, 7, they start doing the funky chicken and struggling and start, you understand what I'm saying? But then if I say two more, one more, this or this and this, and I do that with people that I train all the time, is to get you out of that limitation mind to train all the way through the process of where you're trying to go and being engaged in that. Sometimes I might say three more, and we're gonna hit this number. Sometimes I'll say one more because I see that you don't have that much left. As long as you're giving your all inside what it is that we're trying to do, then that's just the limitations that as long as we're not injuring ourselves, that we're pushing ourselves. And once you start training yourself inside boxing, I used to train with 10 reps and 5 and 8 and stuff. Sometimes I do that just for kicks, just like pyramid and all the other stuff, and that's fine. But what happened when I do 80, it was too easy, you know what I'm saying? And I really should have did 10 with that weight. Do I start all over and go back to, you understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times when I'm pyramiding with people or I work out with people pyramiding, if I do 10, that was easy. Now the next one I was supposed to do 8. Now I'll do 10 again. The next one I was supposed to do 8, that was easy. Then I'll do 10 again. And then I'll start pyramiding down once that's where I get to, because that's all I can get. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not setting myself inside a box or setting myself inside a limitation. And then if I get too ambitious, I'm supposed to do 6, but I put too much on, I can only do 3. And I know, oh shoot, you know, I'm tapped out. But that's me working in the framework for what it is that I'm trying to work in, but also pushing myself inside that framework. So that's why I said two more, to let you let go of when are we going to stop, but we enjoy when you're inside the exercise and pushing yourself out there to those levels. You understand what I'm saying? Now is a great job of doing that. And so you'll hear me say that and do that a lot of times. All right, I'm going to show you another one. Any questions so far? As you can tell, it's a lot of explanation, but even in just doing those exercises and push you, there's a lot of dynamics, and all I'm doing is getting you ready and get you acclimated to once you really start going. And so you know I went to Omaha North, and you don't know, and I can't count, so when I say 2 more and it ends up being 10 more, it was on purpose. I wasn't just, you know, it's like, man, you like, my trainer's dumb. He said 2 and I ended up doing 10, girl. This dude can't count and all this. It's that. I will not steal your glory, meaning that if I see that you can push yourself, I will push you to that. If I see that you can't push yourself, then I will make sure that I'll pull back and make sure that I won't crush your glory either at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's not about my ego or your ego. It's about the job or the work being done. I tell people this, and I really do mean it. If I could sustain this body and do everything that it is that I wanted to do by lifting 5 pounds, I would never lift more than 5 pounds because it wouldn't be necessary. You understand what I'm saying? Going the opposite end, I will not ever just lift 5 pounds because I won't be able to sustain what it is that I do. So there's no number out there for no age group, or for my age group. I'm only going to be able to perform whatever I can perform at that day, at that moment, at that time, how I feel, whether I'm sick, whether I'm injured, or whatever. No excuses. If I'm in here and I'm performing, I'm putting everything out there so that I can sustain, because I know that's how I built this. And that's how I'm going to have to keep this. You understand? So once you have that understanding, it doesn't become, oh shoot, I got to do this or whatever. You look forward to it because it's a new challenge. So age is not a factor, because aging is probably going to slow us down. I can't do things that I did when I was 21. I'm a lot wiser than I could do things that I'm doing at 43 that I couldn't do at 21. And I'm doing a lot of better things than other 43-year-olds who didn't do anything and just let aging just catch up with them. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to use a lighter weight part for you. Now, we're going to talk about some components, again, of back, and training different areas. This is a lat. So you can really see how my lats are really open up. You see I got to arc my back, deep breath, and as I'm coming up with a millimeter bar, I hold on to fill in my lats. So once again, if I'm doing it with my hands, my lats aren't engaged. So it's feel my lats and my elbows pull it through. Because that is the main purpose of that muscle, to pull your arms down and around and through. Let me move that part. Sorry. You know, I'll be having it all. Earlier, if you'd have been here earlier, I was training somebody, young lady, got mats over here, drop mats over here, super sets, we did cross training. You go through these circuits 5 minutes, and you gotta try to make it through. What was the first one? Make it through 4 times. Then you go 10 minutes, you gotta try to make it through 7 times with 4 different exercises. I'm increasing the weight. You're like, oh man, you crazy. I was like, yeah. And actually, let me get this because we're going to stretch your chest and your stomach. So, I just want to make sure that we be safe as far as the weight, not because of resistance. So,
Get up here.
now, just until your head comes off the edge, and you'll feel it. So you'll slide up until your head's right off the edge. Let me know if that does that hurt you?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I just want to make sure.
Okay. All right, go ahead and grab it, and it's going to stretch that. That's what I'm asking. So, extend, feel your lats, feel like you're stretching it. No, just stay there until you feel your lats. Stay there, stay there. All right, now bring your arms. Now bring your elbows over. There you go. Now just keep your arms at that angle and pull your elbows over. Stay in your lap. There you go. Don't come so far over because it becomes long. So go over. Keep, go back. Stretch, 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 stretch. You come over. Yep, right there is lap. Stretch, stretch, stretch. So it's on the back end where you engage the lap. There you go. Stretch, slow down. So deep breath, hold, blow out. Deep breath, hold, there you go, blow out. Deep breath, hold, blow out. Stretch out. Deep breath, so hold, blow out. Go again. Deep breath, stretch, blow out. There you go. Now, what I want you to do, you do the same thing that everybody else. Did I stretch your stomach? Did it hurt?
Yeah, it hurts like right here when I stretch too far.
Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you two things. You're going to have to do that to stretch that out. You're going to have to do that to stretch that out. You understand? So that the muscle gets longer in there. And they probably cut it with the muscle fiber, or they didn't cut it.
No, they tighten my muscles.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, they tighten them through here.
Okay. So, what the actual thing. Okay. Okay. What the actual thing, what that is that the actual stretch is the actual work part of it because you're elongating. The actual pulling up of it is contracting, but you're actually working on making them long, nice and flowing. You know, so it's another way to work it back. Ready to stand up. And then, I don't know if you can lean forward and do this if you can, or if not, then that's fine. Now we're going to go into rear delts. Rear delts is such a tricky little double bad muscle because your traps and your middle delts, anterior major, and your tricep always want to dominate that movement. Always want to take that weight. So if you get too heavy, you'll get trap heavy. And the rear delt is actually the shoulder blade squeezing together. And also even from a groin, it's like that shoulder blade get to that natural stoppage right there. That's the rear delt. Now if I get heavy and I start doing this, it becomes bicep, I throw shoulders in, and I never get that rear delt. So that's a tricky little delt. But I don't know if I even want you to try that. Okay. If you feel any uncomfort, bring your chin to the edge of the mat. There you go. Uncomfort at all?
Like here?
Yep. Now there's a whole bunch of different ways. Now I'm going to explain what you just did. Do that again. Same one you just did. Now that's a back into your trap. If you come up here, that's a neutral into your trap. You come up here, that's a side delt. Shoulder into your rear delt. You feel that? Mm-hmm. So those are the different angles. So that was the back. This is the neutral one right here. Now how I like to grab the weight, the dumbbells especially, I like to grab them on one end, either high, or low, yeah. Oh. Yep. That way I control them a little bit better. And if I keep the other end up, I get a little bit of another contraction. Great job. Blow out, deep breath, blow out, there you go. Now come high with it, lean up towards your ears, that's the high one. Forward a little bit more. There you go, towards your ears, there you go. Up forward a little bit more. I mean forward like, you swing from here, you swing here. There you go. Feel the difference, it goes into your traps. Yeah. Now go to low one again, where you swing it back. Swing it, yep, there you go. You feel the difference, come to anterior major, anterior minor, infraspinatus, there you go. There you go. And that's the different angles. Hands up, wait. Any questions?
No, sir.
Now you've seen all the dynamics. Now it's all the same. Now you're rowing, lawnmower, and then it's about angles. Now remember this: the more upright the more you're working the width of your back. So anytime that you're pulling down, you're doing anything more upright. The more flat you are, even if you're doing a full down, the more flat you are, the more you're working the thickness of your back. And you want to make sure that you're developing in those combinations when you're working your back. So we're going to go 10, we'll go 5 more minutes. And we'll actually get after it. I'm going to take you through a drop set. Show you what intensely. Let me know if anything starts feeling weird to you. We'll stop instantly. We'll testing on fortitude, breaking points, breathing. I'm going to coach you through it. Get ready. It's going to be a big set. Ready to sit down? This is endurance. Starts off with power. Alright, now the only reason I wouldn't even make you go anymore, but I'm respecting that you just had surgery. So let me know if anything feels weird. Ready? Full range. Here you go. Ready? Let's go.
Oh, really?
Yep. Slide your chair back a little bit. Ready? Let's go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good job. There you go. Hold it in. Let me no feel that. Keep going. Keep going. Hold the form. 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 One more. Ready to drop it. Hold up the thing. Let's go. There you go. Come on. Form. Technique. Breathing. There you go. Full range. Feel it open up. Don't rush it. There you go. Stay aggressive. Hold the form. Hold the form. Hold the form. Drop it. Let's go. There you go. Hold the form. There you go. Work your breathing. It's lighter. Know that it's lighter even though it's burning. Hold the form. Stay in the muscle. Hold the form. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Drop it. Last drop. Let's go. Hold the form. Let's go. Let's go. Enough. Hold the form. Hold the form. Make it work for you. Good form. Good stretch. Good job. Make it work for you. Feel the breathing. There you go. Feel the breathing. Stay in it. Good job. Good job. And done. Good job. Great work. Great work. That's a great set. Well, I didn't even get it on video either.
I can feel that.
That's how we get into the muscle. We do maybe a couple of like that and move on to another exercise. When you're into the muscle, when you push the muscle, when you're standing and you're holding form and you're in a movement, the main thing that you're trying to do in the muscle, to build muscle or to work muscle, is to work the muscle. You can feel the lactic acid building up. You can feel the actual ATP from when you had a jerky from the first one. Then you can feel as they even lighten it, you can feel the aerobic capacity of the muscle having to kick in. And you can feel the lactic acid along with the aerobic capacity, so you can feel the energy being burned. So that lets you know that you're working a muscle on all those different energy levels. And that's how you build it back. That's how you build it. You build it with that technique inside the muscle, pushing it. And we may not even do another set. If you did something like that, we might switch to a different exercise because that was good. And that's all we need. Anything else is overkill. It's just like, oh, if I take one pill, if I take 100 pills, no, that's not good. You understand? And that's the same thing for your body. If you're tearing down your body, you're not building up your body. You want to tear down your body just enough so that you can rebuild it and just so you can recover. And so that's how my breakout ones are. You know, I'm going 4 days a week. I use back by itself, legs by itself, chest and biceps, shoulders and triceps, and a bodybuilding aspect of it when we're doing crossfit or just a regular training aspect of it. I might break it down different, might switch some things around and stuff like that. But pretty much that is that. Tomorrow,
Yes, sir.
Can you go? What time you want to go?
Um,
Tomorrow's Friday, and we'll probably end up doing shoulders or we're doing chest.